it's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The professionals are quaking in their boots. With the many videos out there of people that excel in their sport, there's a series, as it is now time to Watch Me Suck at Bowling! Welcome to week 3 of 5 for the month of March 2020's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling, coming to you from Harvard, Ames in Harvard, Massachusetts. So far, the Harvard curse hasn't really showed itself. The first game was a 98, the second game was a 95, so those were good games, so having all bad runs is not part of it, at least this time. But there is the second thing that's starting to show, maybe, or it's just 2 games, but each game being worse than the previous is also part of the curse. Will that continue? Will we have another good game? Let's find out. That is, once I tell you that Watch Me Suck is proud to sponsor the hit Candlepin TV show King of the Palace, just type King of the Palace in the YouTube search bar and watch to your heart's content. If you like what you see, go to youtube.com/newpalacelanes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and watch to your heart's content. And now, this.
Fremont Baldwin.
Since this place is playing music, most of the audio has been muted.
Ball 2, keep getting screwed.
Then again, typical of a tougher house, you get screwed.
Ball 3.
At least that gutter ball didn't take out that pin. Points are points. And there's the I wish it was ball 2 moment for a 10. And for those of you who like the pin setters, here's the Bullmore in action. All it's going to clear away is some wood. And now it sets down a fresh set of 10, and there you go.
Frame 2, ball 1.
Still, the first frame wasn't all that bad. Let's keep it up.
Ball 2.
There's one of those traditional ugly leaves, high-low jack and the 3.
Ball 3.
Curtin took out the 10 pin, but since we didn't hit anything, that pin does not count. And we have 8. So far, not so bad. Got a 10 and 1, 8 and 2, for an 18. In order for that pin to count, that ball had to have hit a good pin or a good piece of wood on the deck. Since that didn't happen, that 1 pin does not count.
Frame 3, ball 1.
From where I am, you can't see that the curtain's taking out the pins.
Ball 2.
If that pin fell on its own, that would have counted.
Ball 3.
Enough about frame 2. Let's get back to what is going on now. Yet another I wish it was ball 2 moment for another 10.
Frame 4, ball 1.
So far, it seems that these 2 frames are repeating the first 2.
Ball 2.
So far, a half-wister and a couple of friends decided to join them.
Ball 3, first stink frame.
This frame is definitely looking bad. Hopefully that changes. It's better than the alternative. It's a 6. Well, that could have went better. I mean, we got a good 10 and 3, but unfortunately, we got a 6 and 4. Could have been worse. So far, we're at 34.
Frame 5, ball 1.
The last frame was pretty rough. Let's see if we can bounce back from it.
Ball 2.
It's starting to look like the Harvard curse is in effect.
Ball 3, welcome to half it.
Maybe we can get at least one and sort of save the frame. Better yet, get them all for a 10.
Frame 6, ball 1.
At least we saved the previous frame from being a total disaster.
Ball 2.
There's another somewhat ugly leaf, but we got a piece of wood that could help. Did not need help from that piece of wood at all. Got the spare. That's much better. You got a 10 and 5 and a spare and 6. So far, we've got a 54 with El Stinko the bonus ball.
Frame 7, ball 1, El Stinko.
What will the bonus be? Hopefully it's a big one. Looks like El Stinko was a bit weak with a 4.
Ball 2.
At least the 6 are together, but without the end pins, a little harder to make them fall.
Ball 3.
So far, this doesn't look all that great. Could it be Curse of the Fill? Indeed it is. 7.
Frame 8, ball 1.
Once again, we got another tough frame to bounce back from. Let's see what happens.
Ball 2.
4 horsemen and the 9 pin.
Ball 3.
That's a little bit of a bounce back. Worst case scenario is we're staring at an 8. And 8 is what we get. Well, looks like the Harvard curse is taking effect now. 7 and 7. First 4 making the fill for the spare. And then the 8 and 8. 73. So it's still a decent game so far.
Frame 9, ball 1.
To meet a minimal acceptable game, we just need 6 points between these last 2 frames.
Ball 2.
Typical lousy start, but they haven't always ended that way.
Ball 3.
Once again, staring down at a possibility of a weak frame. It's another weak 6 frame.
Last frame, ball 1.
Let's see if we can end this game with a big bang. That would definitely help.
Ball 2.
Staring at a new palace right with no helpful wood in case the aim is bad.
Ball 3.
Whether you're a pro or schmuck, corner pins are hard to get. The 10 pin remains for the 9. The downward slide continues, although a slight recovery at the very end. We got a lousy 6 and 9, but we got a 9 and 10. The Harvard curse is still showing itself because, yet again, we slid down the pole slightly, but still, it's a decent 88. Can we bring it back up, or is the curse going to continue? The one thing that is funny so far is we may have had weak frames, but so far, no stink ones. That ends week 3 of 5 for the month of March 2020 in this edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. Coming to you from Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts, This is George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.